everyone, this is Mr. Work Smarter and welcome to another episode of Work Smarter Talks. I have an amazing guest with me today. Her name is Sally. She's been in the journalism industry for over 25 years. She's an editor. She's worked previously at The Sun, worked on Pop Idol. She's done a lot in a nutshell, and I'm so happy to have you on the show today. It'll be nice to kind of give people insight in terms of what you do and tell us a little bit about your story.
So I've been a freelance journalist for quite a long time now. 25 years. I've been a journalist for 30 years.
Wow.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but people don't buy newspapers and magazines like they used to. So I, in November, started up my own PR company because it's a way of using my skills and just putting them over into another area, and actually people are more happy to pay in the corporate area. So that's what I'm doing now, is using my journalism for PR purposes.
And what would you say has been the major difference? Because I've noticed that since social media and the internet boom, how has that impacted your work and your time management?
Well, the thing is, I've joined, my sister and I are looking after a joint client who she's looked after for 13 years. So I've come along and said, do you know what, it's 2017 now. We've got to be on social media, we've got to be using MailChimp. In fact, I've used lots of the tools that you talked to me about.
Thank you.
So, whereas it used to be a question of let's get this client in these newspapers and in these magazines, we've now got to think about bloggers, influencers, social media. It's a whole new area, which is fantastic. Yeah. But the problem is once you start messing about on social media, it sucks hours of your time up, and it's what I find is really hard is servicing the client without my whole life being consumed by social media. So it's a fantastic, exciting new area, but you also have to be wary of it because it can gobble you up,
exactly.
Spit you out.
It can be a massive distraction as well. And funny enough, there's a story between how we met. So I held my own workshop during Global Entrepreneurship Week in 2016. Yeah. That's right. And that's how we met, and I was sharing a number of productivity tools that people can use to manage and grow their business. And I'm not going to put you under pressure, but I am. Have you used any of the tools that
I have used some of the tools, yes.
Which tool?
Is it Outreach Ninja or Ninja Outreach?
Yes,
I can't remember.
Ninja Outreach.
That was really good. And
fantastic.
my first client, actually, it was kind of someone I know, so he sort of took a gamble on me. And that was really good, that tool, because I managed to get him 6 guest blog posts in really good blogs, which he'd never managed before. So it made me look great, but it was really the tool that helped.
I'm pleased to hear that. And one of the things you've actually done for me, and honestly I'm grateful because she's very talented, she actually edited my bio and press release, and I must say, you've done it in a space of I think 2 hours. I sent you the email and she came back to me, I was like, what? And literally was a massive transformation. And by the way, if anyone wants to get their stuff edited, you need to check out her work and reach out to her, and I'm going to have her details below on the description box. Have you had any clients where you've edited it and they've come back to you constantly saying, "Oh, we don't like it"? Have you had any of them situations?
That always happens.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. I thought you were not going to have that.
No, it always happens. I mean, in journalism, there's something we call copy approval, where you say to somebody, "I'll do an interview with you, but you can read it." That was always a big mistake, because they start to nitpick and say, "Well, I don't like the way you put that sentence," and then somebody think they can write better than you. So, but in the area of PR, the client has to be 100% happy. So if the client says, "I don't like the way you're doing this," and I think they're wrong, I might say, "Well, look, it might be better if we try this." But at the end of the day, I have to do as they ask.
Okay, cool.
It's striking that balance, really.
Okay, but has there been any instances where you've kept on going back and forth and you say, "You know what, this ain't working anymore, this does not work"?
No, I never. I always manage to resolve things. Yeah,
fantastic.
There's always a way to make things happen.
Oh, fantastic. That's good to know. And what has been your craziest 24 hours?
Oh, I say. I've had a long life so far. My craziest, maybe it wasn't 24 hours, but I had a crazy time. It must have been about 20 years ago. I went to Las Vegas with a performer and a writer called Caroline Aherne. I don't know if you know her. She wrote The Royal Family. She played a part in it. She had a chat show called Mrs. Merton back in the 90s, where she dressed as an old lady, put some stockings on, curly hair, and because she was an old lady, she could ask really famous people outrageous questions because she was dressed as an old lady. And I went to Las Vegas with her for a week.
Fantastic.
And we were supposed to do an interview, and she said, "So I'm really busy, I'll do it on this day, I'll do it on that day." So we ended up doing it on the last day that I was in Las Vegas. Now, I'm not very good at drinking alcohol. And I went into her hotel room, and she opened a bottle of champagne because we were filming out then. She'd finished filming, and she said, "You've got to have some." I said, "But I'm no good at drinking." I had about 3 glasses of champagne. I couldn't string sentences together. I couldn't do the interview. I couldn't speak. So I couldn't tell the newspaper back in the UK. So I just had to take her phone number, fly all the way back to London and interview her on the phone and actually not tell the editor I had to do it on the phone because I was too drunk. That was my craziest week in Las Vegas with Caroline Ahern. Thank you, Caroline. She's passed away, unfortunately. But she was hugely talented and I've got great memories of her.
Thanks for sharing that story. I really appreciate that. And as a writer, I see you as a very creative person. And what is your creative or most productive space? What environment do you like working in where you get so many things done?
Not sitting in front of my computer. Now, but all of us have got habits to think, I've got to do some work, and we sit in front of the computer and just stare at the blank screen and just go, oh, I've got no ideas. What really works for me is if I get myself away from the computer, and I do a lot of running, so I tend to just go for a run for an hour in the morning and try and just empty my mind, and I sort of say to my mind, just give me what I need today, without trying to think too hard, because the harder you think, sometimes the more elusive that idea becomes. So I sort of ask my brain, look, I need to work this out, just give me the answer, and if I go for a run and I just chill out, often it just pops into my head.
Oh, fantastic, that's good to know. And another question I want to ask, do you have any bad habits?
I've got loads of bad habits.
Okay, which one do you want to share?
Well, I was about eating loads of toast and peanut butter. Obviously, there's my Facebook habit that's terrible. I've got loads of habits.
So you just say sometimes you get caught up on Facebook and end up being there longer than you expected?
I can waste days, but I don't anymore because I have to be. Now I've started up my own business, there's no messing.
So how do you overcome it then?
So what I do now is in the morning I make a list, and at the top, the things at the start are things I absolutely have to do that day. Otherwise I'm worthless if I don't do them. And then I go down to things that would be quite good if I get them done today, and things that see if you can do it. So I need to finish those things with a star on. Whatever happens, they've got to be done. And actually, I find that really focuses me. And sometimes I say, look, if I do these 3 things, I can have 10 minutes on Facebook. So I reward myself with social media.
You know what? I feel so funny you shared that. I do exactly the same thing. I just said I write a to-do list, the 3 most important things I need to complete today, and then I just said in between a task, I reward myself, whether that's watching a YouTube video for 10 minutes or whether that's going outside for a quick walk. It's fantastic to reward yourself because you think, yeah, I've done it, you deserve it.
Well, you feel you've earned it, so there's no guilt. Because if you're watching YouTube and feeling guilty, what's the point? Because you're not really enjoying it. But if you've earned it, you're like, hey.
And as you said, it motivates you to get the stuff done because you know there's a reward at the end of it. So try that out. And my last question, if you were to take yourself back to the age of 21, what advice would you give to yourself?
I would say have more confidence, believe in yourself. You're good at what you do, it's going to be fine. Because I think women, especially in their 20s, were really insecure. And I just look at some young women, I think just have a bit more confidence because we're all special. We've all got a talent, we just have to go out and use it.
Thank you, Sally. That was an amazing message. Thank you for coming today. I will have all her details below in the description. Feel free to share your views. Feel free to leave comments. Thank you for today, and remember to work smarter.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you for coming.